Day 275. Isaiah 14-16. For the Lord will have compassion on Jacob, once again he will choose Israel and settle them in their own land. The foreigner will join them and unite with the house of Jacob. The nations will escort Israel and bring it to its homeland. Then the house of Israel will possess the nations as menservants and maidservants in the Lord's land. They will make captives of their captors and rule over their oppressors. On the day that the Lord gives you rest from your pain and torment, and from the hard labor into which you were forced, you will sing the song of contempt against the king of Babylon, how the oppressor has ceased, and how his fury has ended. The Lord has broken the staff of the wicked, the scepter of the rulers. It struck the peoples in anger with unceasing blows, it subdued the nations in rage with relentless persecution. All the earth is at peace and at rest, they break out in song. Even the cypresses and cedars of Lebanon exult over you, since you have been laid low, no woodcutter comes against us. Sheol beneath is eager to meet you upon your arrival. It stirs the spirits of the dead to greet you, all the rulers of the earth. It makes all the kings of the nations rise from their thrones. They will all respond to you, saying, you too have become weak, as we are, you have become like us. Your pomp has been brought down to Sheol, along with the music of your harps. Maggots are your bed and worms your blanket. How you have fallen from heaven, O day star, son of the dawn. You have been cut down to the ground, O destroyer of nations. You said in your heart, I will ascend to the heavens, I will raise my throne above the stars of God. I will sit on the mount of assembly, in the far reaches of the north. I will ascend above the tops of the clouds, I will make myself like the Most High. But you will be brought down to Sheol, to the lowest depths of the pit. Those who see you will stare, they will ponder your fate. Is this the man who shook the earth and made the kingdoms tremble, who turned the world into a desert and destroyed its cities, who refused to let the captives return to their homes? All the kings of the nations lie in state, each in his own tomb. But you are cast out of your grave like a rejected branch, covered by those slain with the sword, and dumped into a rocky pit like a carcass trampled underfoot. You will not join them in burial, since you have destroyed your land and slaughtered your own people. The offspring of the wicked will never again be mentioned. Prepare a place to slaughter his sons for the iniquities of their forefathers. They will never rise up to possess a land or cover the earth with their cities. I will rise up against them, declares the Lord of hosts. I will cut off from Babylon her name and her remnant, her offspring and her posterity, declares the Lord. I will make her a place for owls and for swamplands, I will sweep her away with the broom of destruction, declares the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts has sworn, surely, as I have planned, so will it be, as I have purposed, so will it stand. I will break Assyria in my land, I will trample him on my mountain. His yoke will be taken off my people, and his burden removed from their shoulders. This is the plan devised for the whole earth, and this is the hand stretched out over all the nations. The Lord of hosts has purposed, and who can thwart him? His hand is outstretched, so who can turn it back? In the year that King Ahaz died, this burden was received. Do not rejoice, all you Philistines, that the rod that struck you is broken. For a viper will spring from the root of the snake, and a flying serpent from its egg. Then the firstborn of the poor will find pasture, and the needy will lie down in safety, but I will kill your root by famine, and your remnant will be slain. Wail, O gate! Cry out, O city! Melt away, all you Philistines! For a cloud of smoke comes from the north, and there are no stragglers in its ranks. What answer will be given to the envoys of that nation? The Lord has founded Zion, where his afflicted people will find refuge. This is the burden against Moab. Ar in Moab is ruined, destroyed in a night. Kir in Moab is devastated, destroyed in a night. Dibon goes up to its temple to weep at its high places. Moab wails over Nebo, as well as over Medba. Every head is shaved, every beard is cut off. In its streets they wear sackcloth, on the rooftops and in the public squares they all wail, falling down weeping. Heshbon and Elealeh cry out, their voices are heard as far as Ahaz. Therefore the soldiers of Moab cry out, their souls tremble within. My heart cries out over Moab, her fugitives flee as far as Zor, as far as Eglath-shelishiyah. With weeping they ascend the slope of Luhith, they lament their destruction on the road to Horonaim. The waters of Nimrim are dried up, and the grass is withered, the vegetation is gone, and the greenery is no more. So they carry their wealth and belongings over the brook of the willows. For their outcry echoes to the border of Moab. Their wailing reaches Eglaim, it is heard in Beer Elim. The waters of Dimon are full of blood, but I will bring more upon Dimon, a lion upon the fugitives of Moab and upon the remnant of the land. Send the tribute lambs to the ruler of the land, from Selah in the desert to the mount of daughter Zion. Like fluttering birds pushed out of the nest, so are the daughters of Moab at the fords of the Arnon. Give us counsel, render a decision. Shelter us at noonday with shade as dark as night. Hide the refugees, do not betray the one who flees. Let my fugitives stay with you, be a refuge for Moab from the destroyer. When the oppressor has gone, destruction has ceased, and the oppressors have vanished from the land, in loving devotion a throne will be established in the tent of David. A judge seeking justice and hastening righteousness will sit on it in faithfulness. We have heard of Moab's pomposity, his exceeding pride and conceit, his overflowing arrogance. But his boasting is empty. Therefore let Moab wail, let them wail together for Moab. Moan for the raisin cakes of Kir-Haresth, you who are utterly stricken. For the fields of Heshbon have withered, along with the grapevines of Sibmah. The rulers of the nations have trampled its choicest vines, which had reached as far as Jazer and spread toward the desert. Their shoots had spread out and passed over the sea. So I weep with Jazer for the vines of Sibmah, I drench Heshbon and Elealeh with my tears. Triumphant shouts have fallen silent over your summer fruit and your harvest. Joy and gladness are removed from the orchard, no one sings or shouts in the vineyards. No one tramples the grapes in the winepresses, I have put an end to the cheering. Therefore my heart laments for Moab like a harp, my inmost being for Kir-Hares. When Moab appears on the high place, when he wearies himself and enters his sanctuary to pray, it will do him no good. This is the message that the Lord spoke earlier concerning Moab. And now the Lord says, in 3 years, as a hired worker counts the years, Moab's splendor will become an object of contempt, with all her many people. And those who are left will be few and feeble. Ephesians 5 verses 1 to 16. Be imitators of God, therefore, as beloved children, and walk in love, just as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us as a fragrant sacrificial offering to God. But among you, as is proper among the saints, there must not be even a hint of sexual immorality, or of any kind of impurity, or of greed. Nor should there be obscenity, foolish talk, or crude joking, which are out of character, but rather thanksgiving. For of this you can be sure, no immoral, impure, or greedy person, that is, an idolater, has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God. Let no one deceive you with empty words, for because of such things the wrath of God is coming on the sons of disobedience. Therefore do not be partakers with them. For you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Walk as children of light, for the fruit of the light consists in all goodness, righteousness, and truth. Test and prove what pleases the Lord. Have no fellowship with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. For it is shameful even to mention what the disobedient do in secret. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible, for everything that is illuminated becomes a light itself. So it is said, Wake up, O sleeper, rise up from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Pay careful attention, then, to how you walk, not as unwise but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.